and ask if we would like to display a piece of their art. And I'm putting it up here, because
Right.
it's what we do. Safe in the world. It's not like the world is not a safe place, So it's important for us to recognize how we can change the environment in which we live. And we as individuals have a reputation. For example, you're out there and you're driving around in your car and stuff like that. You have to leave your car, and who are you locking it from? Is it people that look like you, or people that look like who we call the enemy? When you're walking through certain neighborhoods and you feel like you're gonna get stuck up for your stuff, who's doing it to you?
Right.
We're a threat to each other. It's bad enough that they kill us, but for us to kill each other and for us to be threatened, I'm supposed to feel safe
with you. Right, exactly.
You're supposed to be my safe space. I'm
Right.
supposed to be your safe space.
Absolutely.
But we don't have that. And why don't we have that? I mean, nobody's supposed to be able to take the love away from us. That's the one thing we should always have. Our ancestors in slavery had it. And they were in a more adverse situation than us. And they sacrificed for us to come and to not have the love and with freedom. Come on now. That means we've chosen to be destructive unto our own self.
And this is for you. Why art? Like, in order for you to come to that realization about, okay, I see what this place, this land, this environment has done to us. So for you as an artist, why art? What made you decide to say, okay, I'm going to pick up my canvas and create?
Well, I have a choice. Okay? I have a choice. Okay? And to have a choice is to have power. To have a choice is to have freedom. So even when our ancestors were enslaved, right, they still had freedom because they had the power to choose whether they're going to sit with this or revolt against it. So you still have choice, and choice always represents power, and choice always represents freedom. It might not be freedom the kind of way they wanted to have freedom, but you can choose to accept oppression or fight against it. So oppression is in every age. It gets more sophisticated with time and technology. So we as artists must realize that and understand the power that we have in the scheme of things, and that we do have influence in our society and in our environment. If we understand even beyond the environment or the society's description for who we are and importance of who we are to society, we as individual artists have to know that, even if it's not enforced. Like I keep saying to people, why is artists or art the only profession that has starving in front of it? Because it's not esteemed by our society. We look down on it, and yet at the end of the day, the only thing that remains is artifacts. As well as in here. So coming in, I was like, wow, we didn't have this room. This was somebody else renting this right here. All we had was that space over there, this space in here, and the opposites that's over there. We didn't have this room over here. We didn't have access to this room over here. This was a music school.
Okay.
And this was a music school. And so we had people walking through Oakstop to get to another person's business, and that always disturbed me. I was like, man, this We don't need anybody else.
Right, they have to become ours, right?
Yeah, we have to own the building.
Right.
That was the first thing in my mind, like, we need to own the building. And so that became my priority in terms of like, well, if we're really gonna do this kind of thing, then, you know, the best thing to do is to own the real estate, you know? And so we've seen that happen within the decade that we've been here, that we are able to purchase this building and is still having interest in purchasing. Yep, black market triangle.
Powerful stuff, man.
Yeah, the journey. Designer, architect, brander, as a brand ambassador. So, and as an entrepreneur. So I'm coming from a lot of different angles. But when I came here, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, man, I want in. This is it. You know, what you do here, you have many different people who have startup businesses. They can come in here and they can work. They can find a space. You have an office, or you can work in a common area, or you can have an event here. And so I was about to publish my first book, A Journey to the Roots of Rastafari, a Seed Nazarite Link. First of its kind of a topic in terms of the book per se. But I was going to be doing my book release party elsewhere. So I walked into this room and I was like, okay, I can have my book release inside of this room. This is where I need to have everything. And so I did that. And from that, my book release is not just a book release, it's an art show, because I illustrated the book and all of the art that was in the book was going to be on display. And then I decided to do a series of lectures for months on while the art show was up. So Trevor came in here and saw how the show was laid out, and I was like, wow, this is major. He's like, you did such a great job laying out the room that I automatically became the curator, you know? And then I started to, you know, I have, as a partner in an architectural firm, Sabi Designs, I have access to furniture people, because we have to stage places and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
wow,
we have our resources there in Emerville, and I just came in and I was like, man, all of this furniture in here needs to go. You just can't have your own furniture here. We gotta take this out. We gotta put the kind of furniture that's going to give you the kind of feel that makes this place as sophisticated as it should be, you know? So I just immediately started to do that. I start creating the space, I start designing the space, and it became what I do here is curate art, design the space. And because I have access to builders, you know, and architects and stuff like that, we're able to come inside of the space and revamp the space if necessary, or build out the space and all of those kind of things. So that's one part of it, you know. So Trevor was able to take off some of the hats off of his head, and I just wear those hats because that's who I am. And now being a curator, I'm able to help artists. I'm able to help local artists, because for me, the ultimate is to have gallery space, because I'm an artist, we need space, always to show our art. And there's lots of wall space here at Oakstop. And it's like, Trevor already started procuring art, you know, and having art up in the space. And I came in, you know, with my connection to the art world and started moving energy in terms of the art. And so a lot of local artists, you know, have been shown in this space here. This is our first gallery space. And a lot of successful shows have been in this space. We've seen a lot of events. This was like one of our main event hall at one point, along with next door. So we would clear out, you know, co-working over there, move the glass tables out of the way and store them elsewhere. And people would use that for fashion shows, for